welcome. My name is Jamila.
And I'm Zaki.
And we will be your MCs for today's Visionary Expo.
Our very first virtual expo. As a result of the lockdown, this year we have gone into full online mode. But don't worry, our community isn't canceled. While we are physically distancing, our community is still strong. We're still learning, growing, and becoming leaders in communities across the GTA.
We're excited to have all 15 virtual STEM clubs tuned in today, including over 400 youth, 100 facilitators, and mentors.
I'd also like to welcome the family members, community partners, staff, and supporters that are tuning in today, and wow, am I excited.
Speaking of community, participants began the program by asking the question, should STEM clubs stay online or be in person this year? Our amazing team of youth scientists used a scientific method to develop a hypothesis, collect data, and find the answer. They shared their findings by filming a breaking news broadcast.
Wow. I'm glad they came to the decision to keep clubs online. After that, they grew pea plants at home to understand and determine what the best conditions are for growing plants. In fact, our participants were even able to mitigate the effect of supermarket stockpiling.
If I remember correctly, then they actually made model cars and designed concepts of vehicles that would make transportation easier, faster, and more accessible.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. Wow, how time has flown. Finally, participants investigated the mystery of a new phenomenon called blue pet disease, BPD. Participants underwent a series of experiments to uncover how this disease has spread and why. Again, participants were required to use their scientific skills and knowledge to complete biological and chemical tests, uncover hidden clues, and create a story to reveal the secret of a whodunit.
Ah yes! At the end of that project, each STEM club created a story to present their theories about how blue pet disease spread. Now they're here to celebrate their amazing presentations and announce the winners. Wow, just thinking back, what an amazing year. Our participants were still able to take part in the online STEM program, build their STEM skills and knowledge, work with facilitators and mentors weekly, and ultimately ensure that our community isn't canceled. All from the safety of their own homes.
Wow, that's amazing. Before we get started, let's do a quick run through of our agenda and get this party going.
We'll be hearing from our CEO, Dr. Eugenia Addy, and we have some special guests who are STEM professionals joining us from their home to celebrate your work this year and share with us how they STEM.
We're also playing Visionary Feud with our host, Sandro Rodriguez.
Let's not forget that we will also be finding out the winners of the Innovation, Inspire, Elevate, Empower, Visionary, and People's Choice Awards.
Wow. Plus, we have a live chat below, and we want to hear from you. If something catches your ear or excites you, please drop your comments below.
Without further ado, let's jump in.
Okay, welcome to Visionary Feud. I'm your host, Sandy, and we've got a great one for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Representing public health, we have Rafi and Desiree. Let's get a round of applause. And for Team Ministries, we have Jamila and Zaki. And right now, we're going to get a little introduction from each of our lovely players today. Jamila, can you tell us a little bit about your role in the Ministry of Transportation?
Yeah, so here at the Ministry of Transportation, we keep the streets safe. We actually just got a group of scientists from Visions of Science who came and built model cars for us, and they were absolutely amazing.
That's great, Jamila. Here at the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, we care about what you eat. And we had scientists from Visions of Science help us fix the food shortage epidemic here in Ontario.
No GMOs for us, but moving on to public health. Please take it away, Desiree.
Hi, I'm Dr. Desiree Silvestri, and I'm from the Vision Center of Disease Control. I would like to thank you all so much for your recommendations in managing the risk for the transmission of the COVID-19 virus. With your presentations, we were able to move virtual and keep it virtual.
I'm Dr. Rafi from the Kajri Lab. My partner is Dr. Aisha Mohammed. I just want to give a huge shout out to all the amazing detectives out there who tackled the great pet detective mystery. Great job, guys.
Absolutely incredible. We've learned about each of our players, but right now I'm going to explain the rules so everybody understands what we're doing. Okay, so here's the rundown. In 20 seconds, I'll be asking each of you 5 questions, and you're going to have to give me 5 answers. But make sure they're popular because I will not count them if they aren't. So, if you can't think of an answer, say pass, and we'll get back to it if there is time. The team with the highest points will be today's winner. And audience, please join us in the game and write your answers in the chat below to help our contestants.
Wow, this looks like it's about to be amazing.
Wait, Jen, how did you get here so fast?
You know, here at the MTO, we actually take speed very seriously.
Okay, up next, we have Dr. Eugenia Addy, the CEO of Visions of Science, joining us from her home to share a few words with you.
Hey Visions of Science fam, I just wanted to say a huge congratulations to you. It has been a trying year, but you persevered, worked hard, and have done such an incredible job. Can you imagine 19 virtual STEM clubs across 30 communities with 420 participants? You did that. And you are at the forefront of everything that we do at this organization. We are so incredibly proud of you, and we tried our best to make sure that we were able to bring engaging programming for you this year, so we hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you again so much. Remember, no matter what, community isn't canceled, and we love y'all. Thank you. Congratulations again.
Wow! Amazing! And I am gonna be a scientist when I grow up. I want to do this every day.
Hey there, everybody. It's Aisha and Feud, and we're so excited to share more information with you.
This is the curious case of the blue pet disease.
Wow! So cool. I want to do this every day.
And I'm your host today.
And a cup of coffee. I started a podcast for pets.
But hey, we didn't look into Zaki. Is it just a coincidence that his favorite color is blue?
Vision. Case closed. Wow! So cool. I want to do this every day.
Thank you, Eugenia, for those wonderful words.
And thank you to our youth for putting in such inspiring work into their final project.
We are really impressed with the hard work that you put in. And with that being said, let's get into our first award.
And now presenting the Innovation Award for creativity and coming up with something fresh, new, and exciting. Here are your nominees.
Can you tell us about this mysterious food that is special BP as toxic packaging in soil samples?
So we did color-guided tests with some dog saliva to determine which dogs are symptomatic and symptomatic and
I'm
not.
still in shock about what happened.
Congratulations to our first award winner. We have many awards coming up. What are you doing?
Nothing.
We need to get back to Visionary Feud.
So, welcome back to Visionary Feud, everybody. Rafi from Public Health. Come on up, Rafi. Come on up, my friend. Yeah, let's get a big round of applause, everybody. All right, now, remember, like I said earlier, you're going to have 20 seconds to give me to answer, 5 questions. I'm going to start reading that question now. So, name a virus.
COVID.
Fill in the blank. Speed.
Distance.
Name a food that has to be grown.
Eggplant. Pass.
Okay, name something that flies.
Butterfly.
Okay, and can you name... Oh, that is time. That's perfectly fine. That is perfectly... You gave a valiant effort, sir.
Okay.
It's perfectly fine. Let's clear the board and bring out Desiree. Thank you for your efforts, Rafi. Appreciate it. Desiree's coming right up off stage. Come on up here. How you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm great. So, like I was telling Rafi earlier, he's off stage. Can't see you, can't hear you. This round's a little harder, so we're going to give you an extra 5 seconds for a total of 25 seconds. You're still going to be answering 5 questions, but if you repeat any of his answers, I'm going to buzz you and you're going to have to, we'll come back to it and you'll try again. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
Awesome. So, like I said, the clock starts when I finish reading the first question, and I'm about to read the question now. So, can you name a virus?
COVID-19.
Can you fill in the blank? Speed.
Chaser.
Can you name a food that has to be grown?
Carrot.
Can you name something that flies?
Airplane.
And can you name a safe speeding limit?
30 kilometers per hour.
Okay, beautiful. And I think that's in front of time too. Is that correct?
Wow, Team Public Health really came correct. I'm impressed at their performance.
I'm excited to see how the ministries do in the next round. Before that, I do want to introduce you to some brilliant STEM professionals that are going to speak about how they STEM. This will get some insight into the prominent minds of those in the STEM fields.
My name is Maame De-Heer, and I have been challenged by Visions to share how I use STEM in my career. I've heard that you've been learning about epidemiology and public health, and I wanted to share a bit about my profession, which is policy analyst and a clinical research analyst. My role as a policy analyst with the Government of Canada, primarily with the Mental Health for Black Canadians initiative, displays our commitment to building evidence and enhancing community-led, culturally focused mental health interventions that address mental health and its determinants for diverse Black communities within Canada. Concurrently, my role as a clinical research analyst with the University Health Network at the Kidney Research and Health Education Program aims to address and reduce barriers to kidney transplantation among African, Caribbean, and Black communities. The amalgamation of the aforementioned careers in relation to STEM is the utilization of effective data evidence that follows scientific methods and approaches and also incorporate hypothesis and data collection, all in the aim of informing and addressing prevalent and pervasive issues that affect our community and society at large. Now, I want to challenge you by asking, how do you STEM in your daily life?
My name is Vinoj, and I've been challenged by Visions to share how I use STEM in my career. I've heard that you've been learning about transportation, which I believe is very key to building a connected future, so I want to share a bit about my own profession. My entire career has been in transportation. I've worked in the aerospace industry on smaller aircrafts, and now I work in the transit industry, working on the Toronto-Eglinton Crosstown LRT project as a systems requirements specialist. Requirements form the backbone of all projects. Well thought out and clear and very concise requirements ensures a successful design, whereas more bad, poorly written requirements often result in designs that don't address the problem it's supposed to solve. So in my job, I use my engineering experience and my knowledge to review the requirements we receive from the customer and make sure all the drawings, engineering reports, and the actual design of the stations meet what our customer wants. For example, if the customer wants a barrier-free connection between the bus terminal and the train platform, we need to ensure that the design includes ramps, elevators, textured floorings, etc. to meet all the accessibility needs. For more complex systems, I work with other engineers to break down the requirements to more specific ones, so that will ensure that we design the correct system. For example, if an animal somehow enters the train tunnel from the outside, we will need to define the requirements for the sensors to detect the animal and for that detection to be communicated all the way to the control center, who can then call the train operator and tell them not to proceed or change the signal lights in the area to red. So there needs to be requirements describing what the sensor should detect, how fast it should send it to the control center, if it needs to connect to the signal lights to turn the lights red automatically, and a lot more. So the goal of requirements is to describe what the system does without saying how it should do it, since that's the engineer's job to design something that will fit the requirements. So now I want to challenge you by asking, how do you STEM in your daily life?
Thank you to the STEM professionals who just presented How Do They STEM.
We really hope you learned a lot. And now we will present our next award.
And now presenting the Inspire Award, given to the group with the most compelling and engaging story. Here are your nominees.
Hi, my name is Cylita Guy, and I've been challenged by Visions of Science to share how I use STEM in my everyday career. Now, I've heard that you guys have been doing some really cool things over the last year, learning about transportation, growing your own food, learning about epidemiology by hunting down your own viruses. And if you haven't already, I hope that you'll take a moment to give yourselves a huge round of applause, because I think it's absolutely incredible the amount of learning you've been able to do in this last year, even in the middle of a pandemic. But I'm not just here to congratulate you on that learning. I'm also here to share how I use STEM in my everyday career. So I'm an ecologist. I am a type of scientist that studies the interactions between species. So between, all the plants, animals, and insects that we share this planet with. And as an ecologist, I study what I think are the coolest group of animals, bats. And I actually study the bats that live right here in the city of Toronto. I do science that tries to help us understand why and how bats survive in city landscapes. And scientists like me who study the wildlife in our cities, well, we do it so that we can, figure out what we need to change about our cities to make them good for animals, while also making them good for humans as well, because we want to be able to build happier and healthier cities for all of the inhabitants. As for how I use STEM, well, I use STEM because I do science. I am a scientist. I observe the natural world. I come up with hypotheses, and then I develop experiments to test those hypotheses, right? So I get to do science every single day. But all of my learning as an ecologist doesn't only help me, do my job well. I also bring a lot of that science into my everyday life. Observing the natural world, looking at how species interact, it helps me figure out, for example, what plants I should plant in my garden to promote local pollinators, what food I should try to grow in my local area, and it also just brings me a lot of joy. Every time I go out to a local park or take a walk down the street, I will challenge myself to try to identify a type of tree or a bird song that I'm hearing, and so I try to bring that science into my everyday life as well. But now that you've learned a little bit about how I use science or STEM in my everyday life and career, I want to challenge you by asking, how do you use STEM in your everyday life?
Hi, I'm Peter Soroye, and I've been challenged by Visions to share how I use STEM in my career. I heard you were learning about ecology and agriculture, and so I wanted to share a little bit about my profession, conservation biology. Conservation biology is the study of how we can protect our wildlife and ecosystems across the planet. Humans are causing a lot of changes across the globe, from how we remove forests and natural habitat to the way that we move invasive species or disease. And a lot of these changes are causing wildlife across the planet to disappear or go extinct. And a lot of these changes are also causing the ecosystems around us to deteriorate, sometimes very quickly. Conservation biology is the study of exactly why and how these things are happening and what we can do about it. One big focus of conservation biology is on how we can protect the species and the biodiversity and the ecosystems across our planet, and hopefully recover the populations of animals and the ecosystems that have declined in the past. In my own research, I focus on climate change and habitat loss, and how these two things have caused declines in one particularly important group of species, pollinators. I do a lot of my research on butterflies and bumblebees, which are both really important pollinators, not just for the wild landscapes around us, but also for our own agricultural crops as well. Understanding how organisms interact with other wildlife around them or with the environment that they're in is one really important part of conservation biology, but so is understanding the actual biology and physiology and behavior of the animals that you're studying. All of these elements of STEM are things that I think about every single day in my work. Other things like mathematics and statistics or computer science are other elements of STEM that I also think about a lot. One really important part of conservation biology is taking the research that we do and putting it into practice, implementing the solutions that conservation biology develops. And this is one area where youth have a really important role. Youth have a very powerful voice when it comes to telling decision makers the importance of conservation biology and the importance of protecting our planet and the species and ecosystems in it for future generations. Youth and anybody can also use their passion and their STEM skills to help contribute to community science programs. These programs collect data and allow people or encourage people to explore and test theories about the world. And a lot of them collect information that then gets sent to researchers across the globe to then help them develop solutions and more ways to help protect our beautiful planet. Now that you know a little bit more about me and about conservation biology, then I'm going to challenge you by asking, how do you use STEM in your daily life?
Welcome to the Lots to the Table, everybody. Woo! Okay, so the time will start when I finish my first question for you. Okay, using the answers here. And I'm going to read a question in 3, 2, 1. Can you name the symptoms of a cold?
Cough.
Can you name something that plants need to grow?
Water.
Can you fill in the blank? Blank bean.
Black.
Okay, what is faster than a car?
An airplane.
And can you name a part of a plant?
The leaf.
Okay! Woo! Absolutely incredible job, Jamila. Let's clear the board and bring on Zachy, please, and thank you. So, Zachy, I think Jen got a large amount of points there from the last round, but now it's going to be your turn, okay? You can't repeat anything that she said.
I'm going to try my best.
And you're going to have 25 seconds. We'll give you an extra 5. It's a little bit tougher this round. 5 questions, 5 answers. Make sure they're popular. Try to diversify them.
Okay.
But the time will start when I read my first question.
Okay.
And I'm going to read the first question now. So, can you name a symptom of a common cold?
Sneezing.
Can you name something that plants need to grow?
They need soil.
Can you fill in the blank? Blank bean.
Soybean.
What is faster than a car?
A train.
And can you name a part of a plant?
Stem.
Ooh, what an absolutely incredible round, everybody. Let's give it give them a hand. Let's look at the Lord. Woo! Thank you.
Visionary Feud is getting really competitive.
I'm excited to see who wins this feud.
Those are some really great players. I hope they win.
Are they?
Now, on to the next award.
And now presenting the Elevate Award for the group that showed a distinct understanding and application of science. Here are your nominees. And now presenting the Empower Award to the group that demonstrated the most teamwork and cohesion between members. Here are your nominees.
Hello, youth facilitators! Thank you so much for keeping our programs alive this year.
We know school's been weird. We know that the transition to online learning has been incredibly demanding, and you have had to deal with a lot of new and unexpected challenges.
We are incredibly proud of you for turning this lemon of a pandemic into some tasty lemonade.
Some of you have used this opportunity to take part in enriched opportunities to impact your communities, while others have facilitated in new communities to reach out to new participants to widen our reach across the GTA.
In this weird time, you have shown the team at Visions of Science what is possible and allowed for us to dream up a program that really highlights and builds on your strengths.
With all that, you have excelled. Thank you so much for putting in the time and effort to make sure our community isn't canceled. You all should be incredibly proud of yourselves.
We're looking forward to a future where we can see each other again, welcome some new STEM Club participants, and grow the program to be even bigger and better than ever.
Bigger and better than ever.
Program facilitators, we started this year in a pandemic that came with its own set of challenges. We provided you with a whole new virtual program, and you met the challenge head on. Your resilience and commitment to elevating our community is moving.
This year has been challenging, but this team has set a great example of leadership. You not only motivate and empower others, but you push them to give their all. Our organization is so blessed to have facilitators like you.
You have spent countless hours leading amazing teams, mentoring youth, and troubleshooting experiments for your STEM Club sessions. We have seen your tremendous growth and development, both as individuals and as a STEM Clubs team. You inspire us to excel.
We have witnessed you use challenging moments as opportunities to teach, learn, and build perseverance. In times of setbacks, you have showcased your innovation and went above and beyond in all of the projects, adapted the curriculum, and made it your own.
We'd like to thank you all individually for your tremendous support and dedication to making sure that our community isn't cancelled. Remember,
we are a team.
You are a team.
And together,
we are all the STEM Clubs team.
Volunteers,
On behalf of Visions of Science, I would like to thank each and every one of you for all your hard work and dedication this year. Our programs would not have ran as smoothly and effectively without you. You truly are the backbones of our organization. During these difficult times with everything going on in the world, you have stepped up and were absolutely crucial in making our programs happen. We have seen the hard work that you have put in, taking on more roles, helping building and distributing STEM kits to the youth, and much more. Some of you are not even in the GTA, but still show up consistently to club each week. Our impact would not have been the same without you. Thanks to you, community is not canceled.
This year, we had over 500 people involved in the STEM Clubs program. Everyone played such a critical role in making this program a success. To all the youth, facilitators, and families that took part, thank you.
Now we will be presenting the final 2 awards for today's ceremony.
And now presenting the Visionary Award, the overall award of the day for the group that scored the highest points. Here are your nominees. And now for the final award, the People's Choice Award. We gave you the opportunity to vote for your favorite group, and we've tallied up your votes to declare a winner.
Feud that was. It was electric, tantalizing, and spectacular from beginning to end. But now I'm going to announce the winners. If I can get a drum roll from our audience, please, from our players, our contestants. The winners of Visionary Feud for 2021, Team Ministry! I'm so sorry to see public health in Silicon Valley and effort, but sometimes the ministry takes over, you know?
Virtual Visionary Expo. I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one of you for joining us digitally on this wonderful afternoon. As you know, this year was unlike any other, with the lockdown forcing us to stop in-person programs and move to STEM clubs online.
Despite this setback, our teams have been able to successfully engage and inspire youth from our communities with fun and intuitive programming and activities. For that, we are eternally grateful for all the staff members, facilitators, volunteers, families, and youth who have worked tirelessly to make our vision come true, regardless of the situation.
We are extremely excited to show off the amazing work that our youth scientists have worked on over the course of the year. Our incredible group of future leaders have unlimited potential, and the awards they have won tonight are going to be one of many in their bright futures ahead. We are looking forward to a time when we can all be together again in person. In the meantime, we are so encouraged by you and all of your hard work this year, how you've all been able to adapt to the challenges and to the commitment to learning.
We would like to thank the guest speakers who participated in the How Do You STEM Challenge, as well as the families and community partners who continuously support our mission. Our impact would not be possible without you.
You want to get involved? Sign up on our website to volunteer or make a donation to support our mission. Stay tuned on our website to make sure to follow us on social media and be the first to know about upcoming programs and opportunities.
Thank you all for attending, and remember, community isn't canceled.